to another brand new episode here on Britain's Farm. So, like a Wally, I, as you know, work Richard's farm for him as well. It's a bit of a deal that we have. I work his farm, I do his work, and together we've done the cows and the sheep, and in the future, we'll be doing a lot more. But for my part, I have to run his farm. For his help with the animals and converting his land and putting the sheep on his land, putting the cows now on his land. As a sort of, to do my bit, I have to work his land. And you'll remember that we combined his millet field in front of his farm, where in the last episode, was it, or the episode before the last, we were drilling with the Volvo and the Massey Ferguson. I combined his millet and it completely slipped my mind that I had his other field to do as well. So in the spring we put millet in both fields. I don't know if you can remember a long way, quite a few videos back, when I said like I'd done his drilling for him off camera. That's obviously what I'd been doing, and I completely forgot. So we've got to do this today. We've got to get this field combined, but we're also going to get this field discarrowed as well, because this is the one field that Richard does want for cropping. So we've, as I say, he wants spring oats in this field next year. So when we come to drill our spring crops, and I'm not too sure what we're going to have yet, or what I'm going to have up on Britain's Farm at the moment, but when we come to drill ours, we must remember to come down and drill his, because, as I say, I forgot to harvest this field. So this is the last field of harvest. It's definitely, because I have checked, so it's definitely the last field of harvest. But we're tipping this at the silo in his other farm, which is just down the road from here. So I think it's just to the top, sort of leftish of the screen. You can just see some sheds, and that's where we're tipping it. But yeah, so I as I say, I forgot. So that's what we're doing today. We're harvesting this millet, and then we've got to discour it, and then it's becoming ready for spring oats. And the only reason I think it's spring oats is because I think we've missed the window for winter oats, but spring oats is fine because it sort of helps to separate the combining a little bit. So it's fine. He's happy with that. I'm obviously happy with that because I do his work for him. But so yeah, that's what we're doing today. So I'm going to time lapse this because it's quite a big field. To be fair, this is the field, I don't know if you can remember, last winter we ploughed. So we discoured the two fields up near the farm where we're going to be tipping, and then we discoured those two fields, and then we ploughed this field, and the field just over the other side of the road, well, the field the other side of the road, he has now, he sold that one, so we don't have that one to do. I think that was field 16. We don't have that one to do, and the other two fields have kind of been left fallow by him as well. So gonna have to walk and get the the tractor and trailer. I can't believe that has filled that. So that's yielded very well. That has yeah. So he's put half fertilizer on. So again, I must have forgotten about this field when I was doing my spring fertilizing as well. But we won't tell Richard. We'll tell him that we remembered. But yeah. So as I say, we'll get this field done. Once we get the headland knocked off, it won't take us long. and then we'll get it discarrowed, and that, as I say, will pretty much be all of the winter jobs done then on the farm. So we'll be probably heading towards spring and getting ready for some spring drilling. We'll have some spraying to do. We've got quite a bit of fertilising to do. So we'll have lots to do. The grass will need doing again. We'll need hay. And we're not running out at the moment of hay, but winter's coming, and over winter feeding probably will use quite a bit of hay. So I would imagine that our hay stock will have depleted a little bit by then. So yeah, that's what we've got to look forward to in the new year, in the spring. And as I say, get this done, get the disking done, and then see what winter brings us this year on Britain's farm. As I say, we've had a good year this year. Next year, I'm hoping after we harvest our 2 canola fields, I'm hoping to start the farm can't get my words out. Farm expansion. So that's what because as you know from a few episodes ago, I was hoping to do to buy a new field, to sort of help us with our cropping area. Because at the end of the day, that's the only way that Britain's farm is gonna make money, obviously, and and we're going to be able to do all of the things that we want to do within the game. And so I was kind of sort of thinking I'm going to buy one new field up near the farm, and that will be obviously a spring crop, and that will help us along quite nicely. But I've decided to not do that for this year, and the main reason is that next year I want to try and earn. Cause originally as well, I was gonna, the 2 grass fields that I've got right on the farm as well, I was gonna plough them up. I've got 3 on there actually. I've got a little one tucked away in the corner. I think I've only mown that one once, because it is a small field. But the 2 big grass fields that I've got on the main farm, my plan this winter was to knock the wall down, not to cut up the trees, so take the trees away, and then to join them 2 fields together, make them one big field, plough them, and then spring crop them, and then get it into cropping, and that would essentially sort of in a way be sort of 3 new fields this year, but then sort of 2, because we would make 2 fields into one big field, which we don't have at the moment. But again, I think I'm going to leave those as hay and as grass fields, and the reason I'm going to leave them as grass fields is because we will be able to cut the hay off there and sell the hay. That will give us a bit more money, and then once we get sort of more money, that means we can then really do our farm expansion. I would like to get some more animals. I'd like to get pigs. I'd like to get some horses, some more chickens, some dairy cows if we could sort of afford it. I don't think we will be able to afford it, but if we could afford it, some dairy cows would be really nice as well. But I want to kind of get the expansion side of the farm sort of done, because again, when I collected my Britons, back when I was a wee small boy, in my terrible Scottish impersonation, I should say, my dad built me a farm, sort of, a decent toy farm quite quickly, and so I'm sort of keen to replicate that, and and do sort of do it on the save as well. But that's all for probably next winter when we'll do the farm expansion. As I say, that field at the moment that we're going to do it in is currently rape, so we'll have to get that harvested. And then what we'll do is we'll obviously spray it off and then lightly cultivate it to try and just sort of level it off a little bit, and then sort of start the build basically. So that's the plan. But as I say, I'm going to do this field in time lapse so you don't have to see it. I'll also do the disc harrowing in time lapse, just so you don't have to sit here listening to me waffle on. So you go and enjoy some nice music, and I'll get on with this, and then we'll meet at the end, call it a draw. I'll close out the episode, and we can all get on with our lives. So enjoy your music.
what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through. Times don't fly too high. Be sure to keep the ground in sight. Fly forever if you keep it tight. Love the world but keep the sky on your mind. Flying, get on.
back again. So that's got those 2 jobs done. I've just got to go back to over here because as you probably noticed, I missed a couple of bits, but I sort of didn't want to keep twisting back on myself, so there's only a few little bits here that I missed. But yeah, so that's got that job done. So Richard will be happy now because, as I say, if we'd have left that field any longer, I think it would have withered. So to have got it done and got it out of the way, all good. And as I say, I'll go and tell him in a little bit. I'll go back to his house and tell him that the field's been combined and disked. I was very, very surprised at how well that yielded very well, this field. Quite a bit of millet off there. Might be might be something for me to take note for the spring next year, that maybe we should have a couple of fields of millet. But he clearly fertilised it and sprayed it and looked after it because, as I say, it was a very, very good yielding crop. So yeah, I was very impressed. And as I say, we may have to look into it for next year. But we'll get this back to the farm. Obviously, we'll leave it at the farm because this is where it was. We'll leave it there and then take ours back to our farm, and that will probably be tea time. So we'll leave the episode there. But yeah, it's been a good day all in all. As I say, to get those done, I was just annoyed that I'd forgotten about it, but never mind. Moving forward with Britain's farm, I think next year I'm very, very much looking forward to doing the farm expansion, or at least getting the farm expansion started, because it may well be that towards the end, or once I've got kind of the farm area built, then I may be starting to get a little bit low on funds, and obviously it's not something that Richard's going to help us with because it's our farm. So I'm guessing that Richard's going to sort of not get too heavily involved with that one, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. As I say, I've got a rough idea in my mind about sort of how I want to do it and what I want to do. If you can sort of kind of use your mind's eye to think about that field, I would like to go from the road to the big field behind the shed with a wall, probably about halfway to a quarter of the way up that field, and I would like to put a wall across there with some gates in, and separate it off so that the farm is sort of one side of the wall and the animal area is the other side of the wall. I think that would look quite good, and it would also have quite a nice purpose because we don't really need a massive sort of farm area. So the farm area, I would then like to then bring a wall from the wall that we put in across the middle of that field, to then take a wall sort of down the other way to make it look like a T, to the lane where we put the new hard standing in, and then the sort of left hand side of it will be the farm area, but the right hand side of it will be animal food sort of storage and bale storage and stuff like that, and then we can just easily cart it up over to Richard's, or alternatively for when we get animals eventually on our bit, we can then take the feed and the bales and different things from off our new expansion that we're going to do. So I'm quite looking forward to it. As I say, I sort of, when I'm working in that field, or when I'm sort of got a little bit of spare time, I do go and have a look at it and think, how are we going to do this? What, basically what is the best sort of use for the space, and that sort of thing, So it's it is in my mind, and as I say, I was going to buy at least one new field this year, but I'm going to hold off because we are rapidly outgrowing that farm, and it's not really a farm, it's 2 sheds. So we're rapidly outgrowing 2 sheds, and as I say, we do need a new farm area, and I would like to sort of start doing sort of British style grain storing where we have grain sheds and stuff like that, but all that is obviously to come, maybe, but to get the farm expanded would be awesome, because as I say, we gradually are sort of outgrowing those 2 sheds, and we need the space, and we need room to put everything. Oh, that was good timing, we came through just as they turned the street lights on. But yeah, so that as I say, is very much needed, and it will help with Richards as well, because we can sort of keep developing that. I mean, he's quite keen to have the dairy cows up there as well, but it's just sort of whether that's something that I want to sort of share and go halves with, or whether that's something I want our farm to do, or maybe it could even be that we have one shared dairy, if you like, and then one for ourselves. But we that's all to sort of think about in the future. But it's quite exciting, actually. It's quite exciting to think how this farm will expand, how it will develop. As I say, like this year we've sort of done a few bits. We've put we've put these hard standing tracks in, if I can get my words out, blimey. So this is the field that we're going to expand on, and what I was kind of thinking was to sort of come down here, about here somewhere, put a wall down there, because we've got like a straight edge, so we can put a wall down there, but then sort of come halfway across here, about here somewhere roughly, and then put a wall down here, so as it separates, we have like sort of 3 sections, if you like. So that side is where I'm thinking about putting like the bales, storage shed and different things, and then that side being the farm, and then at the back there doing some animals, excuse me. I mean, in theory I could, if I want to, go into this field, but I don't really want to do that as such. What eventually I might like to do is take these sheds down, take this wall down, and join this field to that field. The only issue I've got with doing that is then I'd have to put a new roadway in to get to these fields out here, and so it might not be practical unless I put the roadway in at the back and have the roadway go down there and then come down here. So sort of take up a bit of the headland of this field down here and build a roadway down here and have it come round, but that seems sort of unnecessary, if you know what I mean, because we've got a perfectly decent road here. Oh yeah, and the other thing I was meant to tell you, when I first loaded the video, when I first started the video, I have now changed the sprayer, because I did a couple of tutorials off YouTube to put a refill trigger on my sprayer, but like I've said before, it doesn't matter what I do in Giants Editor, as soon as I come back to the game, the sprayer has reverted back to what it was. It's really, really odd, because in the end I decided that I really did need to test whether it was me or whether it was the sprayer. So in the end I took the arms off the sprayer. I then saved it, obviously, rezipped it, put it into my into the game, reloaded the game, and the sprayer still had its arms. So and I then tried it with this sprayer because this is a modded version of the Hardy. I then tried it with this one, took all the arms off, took the tank off, and just left the frame. And when I came in, it was just the frame that was there. So it's definitely that sprayer, because everything else that I'm sort of doing in Giant's Editor is sort of staying and remaining. Like, sort of there's a map at the moment that I'm sort of editing to sort of my taste. There's a few mods that I'm sort of just tweaking slightly, just because either they're not realistic, or something's not quite right on them. But yeah, so it's definitely that mod, not me. So I had to change sprayer, and that was the one that was closest to it. It doesn't matter overly too much, and I think subconsciously that's why I made I made a genuine mistake, but drilled this one at 24-meter tram lines. So I think something in life was sort of kind of telling me, you're going to be moving up, because I was meant to drill this at 12. Sorry, at 18. Sorry, I was meant to drill this at 18-meter tram lines. But for whatever reason, I ended up drilling it at 24, because I watched the video back, because I couldn't remember what I had a feeling I hadn't drilled those tram lines right in those two fields, and I thought, well, I'll watch the video back, which I do anyway, so it's sort of not unusual for me to watch my videos back just to make sure sort of everything's okay, I sound okay, make sure, and I thought, and I had a look at my on-screen tram line, sort of computer from the Proceed mod, and it was like, oh, why on earth have I drilled that at 24? I think I know what happened. I think I saw the 12, thought if I go up one more, then obviously that will be 18, because I was thinking it was a 6-meter drill, and because it wasn't, it was only a 3-meter drill. So the Lord knows what I was thinking that day, but there we go. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. I've waffled on enough. A massive thank you to everyone who continues to offer support and who watches my videos. As I always say, it really is, very much appreciated. And if you haven't already, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Hit the notification bell so you get notified every time I release a video. And on that note, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks ever so much for your company in this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.